This is Quentin Norris. Welcome to Cox Softball Complex for today's softball matchup between Benedictine and Central Methodist. Quentin Norris singing the catbird seat. Glad to have you with us. It's the conference opener for both teams. Central Methodist is 14-1, Benedictine 10-4. This past Thursday, Central Methodist swept a doubleheader from St. Mary at Leavenworth, Kansas. They won the first one 10-2. The second score by a score of 10-2 in straight sets there. Benedictine on March the 7th, just about a week ago, they swept a doubleheader from Bethany College out of Lynchburg, Kansas. They won the first game 7-3, and then the second score 6-5. If you look at some of the individual numbers, leading hitting-wise for Central Methodist, it's Morgan Willis hitting at .465, 4 homers, 17 RBIs. For Benedictine, it's Blair Shanks, .479 average, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. Pitching-wise, Madison Love, 6-0 with a .97 ERA, 10 walks, 51 strikeouts, and talking to one of the graduate assistants for me that she'll pitch in game number 2. And then Alex Gilham, 6-1, 1.42 ERA as well. Upcoming sports events there, of course, baseball, and off to their great start as well. I think 13-2. Of course, they swept the doubleheader from Evangel there on Thursday. And normally, it's been a crazy schedule. As a Thursday, they were going to host Evangel. Originally, the schedule was going to be a 4-game series. But Thursday, Evangel came here, and now today, Central Methodist goes to Springfield, taking on Evangel. That should be starting up in about 13 minutes or so. And then, of course, softball, of course, tomorrow. Originally scheduled to play Baker at 1 o'clock. Pregame show 12:45. Of course, depending on what the weather is, according to NBC newscaster Jacob Vanderpool, thinks that we're going to have some rain today, and looks like a good chunk of widespread rain there maybe tomorrow, but the heaviest won't be until 11 p.m. Sunday night as well. But we should know more from Jacob Vanderpool or maybe Kenton Jawicki or Matt Beckwith from Channel 8. And, of course, you can always watch it tomorrow morning with Alexis Clemens on KMOU TV Channel 8. As well. They can give you the updates as well. So, pending as well. And then tomorrow, the women's soccer continues their spring portion of their schedule. They'll be taking on St. Ambrose down in Davenport, Iowa. A 4 o'clock kickoff there as well. What an amazing start for the Central Methodist softball. This is probably the highest rankings this early, I think, in the last 28 years. And the best start also in the last 28 years as well. 14-1 as well. As we continue our pregame coverage, Quentin Norris singing the catbird seat. Boy, it feels like I'm at Dodger Stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not the Detroit Tigers grounds crew. This is not the Detroit Tigers grounds crew you're seeing out there. I tell you, what an amazing job they've done. I tell you, we had cool temperatures, even though the temperature started out in the 70s. I think at one time, the highest was 73 degrees there on Tuesday as well. And of course, we had some rain as well. I think on Friday afternoon, it was a nice steady downpour there. But I tell you, these people do a great job getting the softball field in great shape. They did a great job there as well. So I know they do a great job getting everything in tip-top shape. So thank you there. And also, for many of us that are listening in, I'm sure many of us knew this past Wednesday was my birthday, and I just want to thank everybody that wished me a happy birthday. And also, I want to give a shout-out to a great friend who I've known for 31 years, a guy named Robbie Dalzell. And the story is, well, as many of you know, I'm originally from Slater, Missouri. Robbie was from Fayette. And when we were in high school, Fayette and Slater would play each other a lot of times because at the time, Slater was in the Lewis and Clark Conference, both in the Lewis and Clark. And also, for the last several years, Fayette would also take part in the Slater tournament that was always the last weekend in Slater. And I was the manager of both the boys and girls basketball teams during that time. And that's how Robbie and I kind of got to know each other a lot better, was from the time during high school basketball. And Wednesday, of course, Robbie posted about the times he knew me from Slater, and I want to give a shout out. What an amazing job Robbie has done, and it was a great tribute. And I'm sure a lot of my friends, I know several people commented, and I want to say to everybody, I tell you this, it's a lot of fun there. I want to thank everybody, and it's fun to be out there and hear me do play-by-play. As you probably know, I can imitate a lot of great people, whether it's Al Michaels, Vin Scully, I think Mel Allen, Harry Carey, Joe Garagiola, or maybe Kurt Gowdy. And as you see, both the coaches are exchanging the lineup card, Pat Reardon and Paul Hunt. Of course, today's sponsors as well. We got also our sponsors, of course, MFA Oil, of course, Break Time, Emmett's Kitchen Chat, Dairy Queen, Ford, and your Ford dealers. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Gillette Ultra Razor, the number one. And also, glad to have you with us as you see Pat Reardon and Paul Hunt going over the grounds crew with our home plate umpiring crew as well, while Ross and one of the other assistant coaches are just getting the field in great shape. Probably going over the rules like which ball's in play, which one's out of play, and all that fine stuff there. But as you know, there are no visiting fans, of course. And, of course, I see some of the crowds starting to file in there on a cool Saturday afternoon. Boy, it feels like I'm just doing the broadcast on NBC television. Of course, you have the great Kurt Gowdy, and you have Tony Kubak, and then, of course, Joe Garagiola, and then, of course, hopefully Vin Scully. So hopefully we'll get the lineups and the national anthem. Hopefully, maybe this year I will probably submit a request to Rachel or Jamie, maybe play Tony Tennille's version of the national anthem. Either Commercial Trust Bank, many other sponsors, and hopefully either Tony Tennille or maybe one we could play the national anthem where Joe Garagiola's daughter, Gina, sang the national anthem at Dodger Stadium back in 1978. Can I have the starting line? Need the lineup card? Yeah. So I know. Hey, did you hurt my? That's just one. Even Gina Garagiola, of course, Joe Garagiola's dog, one time sang the national anthem at Dodger Stadium back in 1978. And the fun thing is, back then, they've split the screen. One side, you had Gina singing. Joe Garagiola was in the press box with Tony Kubek, and you got to hear, and Tony cried. And I think that was the only time you got to hear Johnny Garagiola cried on television. We'll go ahead and give you today's starting lineup, sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? And there's the starting lineup for Benedictine is Megan Mudhouse. She's doing the catching. Molly Chevalier's at shortstop. Blair Shanks in center field. Liana Cialis is at third base. That is Madison Zaccaro at first base. In right field, that is number 2, Abby Presgrove. Natalie Sheffield's at second base. And then Ivy Brewer's the designated player. And then Kylie Hayes. Megan Mettis is the batter. 500 hitter, 18 for 36, 9 homers, 36 RBI. Give you the starting defense there. Sponsored by Home Oil. Out in left field, that's Kelly Gorman there. In center field, that's Kalina Oots. In right fielder, and that looks like it's Madison Hargrove. In the infield, Jordan Jenkins at third base. Shortstop, Madison White. And here is the first pitch as a strike call set by home plate umpire. That is, of course, Vic Botaggio, and it's 0-1 there. And Keaton Cronin, you see the numbers on Keaton Cronin. 6-0, 1.26 ERA. Another strike call, 0-2 now. 21 walks, 61 strikeouts from St. Charles, Missouri. You see the variety of pitches, the fastball, the curveball, and the slider. Swing and a miss! Strike 3 call. And as Joe Buck would say, good morning, good afternoon, good night. One out now, and here is your next batter. Molly Chevalier is up the bat. 300 hitter, homer, and 4 RBIs. Chevalier's from Belton, Missouri. And a strike call. No balls and 1 strike. Glad to have you with us. Quentin Norris singing the catbird seat. 0-1 to count. The 0-1. Nice! Inside corner, 0-2. Game time temperature, 53 degrees, 1 o'clock start time. The time and temperature is sponsored by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot at the Kansas City International Airport. 0-2 pitch. That's outside, 1-2. As Vin Scully would say, that's a showcase pitch, trying to get the batter to chase. On a cool day, but I see some peaks of Dodger blue coming from the clouds there. Did she go? Let's see what Doug Harvey says. You bet. There's 2 quick outs there. 2 outs now for Blair Shanks. The team's leading hitter, 479 hitter, 2 homers, 15 RBIs. From Kearney, Missouri, my old high school coach, Jeff Tevenkamp, when he left Slater, he went to Kearney. So 2 quick outs now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No doubt about it. 0-1 on the fastball. 0 balls and 1 strike. Right-handed hitter. They're playing her straight away. Here's the 0-1. Strike. 0-2. Could we see a 3 strikeout inning? We may. The count is 0-2. Getting the sign from Hannah Crystal. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. 3 strikeouts in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one that time. We head to the bottom of the first. No score on CMUEagles.com. And let's set the defense there for Benedictine out in the outfield. That's Kylie Hayes. In center field, it's Blair Shanks. In right field, Abby Presgrove. In the infield, that is Leanne Cialis. At shortstop there, Molly Chevalier. At second base, that is Natalie Sheffield. Playing first base is Madison Zaccaro. Today's catcher is number 21, Megan Mudhouse, and today's starting pitcher, Alex Gillihan. 6-1 with a 1.42 ERA, 12 walks, and 30 strikeouts there. And we'll give you the starting lineups for Central Methodist. It's Kalina Oots in center field. Morgan Willis is the catcher. Kelly Gorman's in left field. Hannah Criswell is the catcher. Madison White's at shortstop. Number 3 is Caitlin Kaiser. Kalina Oots up the batter from Kansas City, Missouri. A 385 hitter. No homers, 10 RBIs there. There's the president coming into the stands there. Of course, has his own spot there, just like the baseball commissioner, Bud Selig. Left-handed hitter up there. Gillihan getting the side. They're playing her toward left. There's the pitch. Trying to do the run-up and butt like the great Maury Wells. When Maury Wells was with the Dodgers, he was a master of mastering the run and bunt play. 0-1 now. Lines a shot in the left field. It's over the head. Here comes Ooh. She will stop at second. It's a double. And here is Morgan Willis. 463 hitter, 4 homers, 17 RBIs from Carrollton, Missouri. I'm sure her dad, Clyde, is here today. Of course, that is north of Marshall on Highway 41, and in between Marshall and Carrollton is a little town called Miami. And the easiest way you identify Miami is the Missouri River. No balls and 1 strike. There you look at Pat River. I tell you one thing about Coach River. He has an IQ that reminds me of Tom Lasorda. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hopefully we'll give you an update on the baseball, how they're playing against Evangel. Oh, it dunked her on the head. Oh, my. Morgan Willis will go to the first. And you got first and second now for Kelly Gorman. A 429 hitter, no homers, 13 RBI. I'm sure I'll see her mom, Kim. I'm sure her mom is here today. Hopefully we'll get a good visit in between games with her mom, Kim. First and second, nobody out. Gorman is the right-handed hitter from St. Charles, Missouri. Let's see what they do here. First pitch. Strike. 0-1. And on deck is Hannah Criswell. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 now. Little bit inside. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Trying to go for that home run cut. And it's 1-2 now. There you see some more fans filing into the center field bleachers. Hopefully, if we get some students to bring in some musical instruments, we could have the Dodgers Symphony. Low roller, foul. Have the Dodgers Symphony play some tunes there, like they did back in Brooklyn. When the Brooklyn Dodgers, they had a group of people called the Dodgers Symphony. They used to roll around Abbott's Field. That was 1-2 now. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call, so 1 out now for Hannah Criswell. 393 hitter, no homers, 9 RBIs. She is from a town of Kennett, Missouri, home of Cheryl Crow. Hopefully on senior day we may play some.
This one, when they actually hit it. Like, if it's a strike, then they'll switch it.
Now, hopefully on senior day, there's a base hit! Oh, nice play with the shortstop. Throw the fur. It gets away! Here comes out. She will score. So a force out, that's 2 outs. So a fielder's choice. At least Hannah Criswell did not do like Reggie Jackson did. There's Madison White, 493, a homer and 12 RBI. course, I'm friends with her mom, Taryn. Her aunt is Tristy. Her grandmother, Joyce, worked in the financial aid office. So it's a fielder's choice, RBI. And it's a ground ball to the third. The third baseman has it. Throw the first for the third out. So they get one run on one hit, one error, and they leave one. We are through one. 1-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. I think that should be an error on the... Okay. Hey, don't worry. I'm just... No, all the... Let's see. That's okay. I think there should be one hit for us.
Jamie just told me to do runs and stuff. He told me I put up hits and errors.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I just didn't know. I was just trying to keep you on top.
You're good. Thank you. I'll need it. He does want them up there.
Oh, yeah. That's okay, because I have my scorebook. I always have my little scorebook. Here. 1-0 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris singing in the catbird seat. Boy, it feels like... Lane Shanias, she is the third baseman from Olathe, Kansas, the NAIA office. Also known to me as the principal's office. The principal's office. Or Mr. Valancourt's office. Oh, Valancourt's office. First pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-1 now. Wow, what a start. No balls and one strike. What Norris singing the catbird seat. 0-1 the count there. Lena Sanalis. Keegan Crowley getting the sign from Cannon Curso. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Could she do like what Bob Gibson did in Game 1 of the 1968 World Series when he was pitching for the Cardinals against the Detroit Tigers when he struck out 17 Detroit Tigers? 0-2 the count. So now Cronin getting the sign. The pitch. Strike 3 call. That's the old Bob Gibson curveball that snuck in on the right-hand corner. Madison Sicaro, 250 hitter, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice crowd on hand. Cox softball coming, shivering with his concrete foundations. 0-1 the count. A little bit outside, 1-1 now. 1-1. Central Methodist leads it 1-0. On one hit so far. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Little pop foul, that will go out of play, and in the count is 1-2. One and two to count. 1 ball, 2 strike. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! They have to throw the first to complete the play, and there's 2 quick outs. And here is Abby Pressgrove. A 286 homer and 6 RBIs. From Topeka, Kansas. That's where my friend Gene Cassell, who is the sports information director at Washburn, I knew him when he was in Marshall, Missouri. And it's inside there. And amazing, his sister was Carla Simpson, who was a high school business teacher at Slater. At old Slater, Missouri. 1-0 pitch. A little pop-up. Who's got it? There's another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. I bet you can only hear my voice easily, huh? Of course, Of course, the fun one was come up with something. Of course, the best one was so far is you said Bob Gibson. I'm sure you've heard of him.
I have.
You know, he was the Cardinals pitcher in the '60s. Like 17, he had 17 strikeouts against the Tigers. And then he said he looks like Tom Lasorda. If you ever heard of him, well, he was the Dodgers manager. Yeah, because that was one of my favorite teams, along with the Cardinals. I'm also a big Dodger fan. And the reason I'm a Dodger fan because Vin Scully. That's Caitlin Kaiser from Kansas City, Missouri. A 393, 95 hitter, 1 homer, 8 RBIs. And I know a lot of people are looking for the Royals open up the season against the Texas Rangers on April the 1st, 3 o'clock at Kauffman Stadium. If you have never been to Kauffman Stadium, boy, I would suggest you go to. They have the prettiest fountains you will ever seen. And also, there was one time, one of the best weathercasts they used to have a long time ago was a guy named Dan Henry, who worked for WDAF TV4. Little Hines shot foul, and then several years ago, when KCTV5 had a sports director named Don Fortune. And then on KMBC Channel 9, there was a guy named Lynn Dawson, who was, of course, the quarterback of the Chiefs, went on to be the sports director. Lines a shot to the center fielder, and there's one away. And it's Michaela Harcrow from Mustang, Oklahoma. I would bet you it's in the same area around the Oklahoma City or another area maybe 30 miles to the south called Binger, Oklahoma. And the most famous athlete from that area was a guy named Johnny Bench. Oh, chin music there. Or as Dwight Gooden calls it, Uncle Charlie. 522 hitter, a homer and 6 RBIs. Something that Johnny Bench would be proud of. Boy, one of the greatest catchers that ever played. Most notably with the Cincinnati Reds from 1968 to 1983. And the MVP of the 1976 World Series. They were a great ball club known as the Big Red Machine. They had Pete Rose, Tony Perez, Joe Morgan. Lines a shot, and that's foul. Now we hope she wears number 8 like Joe Morgan and plays second and plays right field. Maybe we should try to do the old Joe Morgan batting stance where he always moves his arms there. 2-1 now. Base hit at the middle. There's the second hit of the game there. A classic Joe Morgan swing. Caitlin Cobb. 381 hitter, no homer, 7 RBI. He is from Blair Oaks, which is Jeff City High School. And I think their boys team is playing in a state quarterfinal game. That's also where my cousins go to school. That's Brett and Don Brooks and their 3 kids. And I would tell you that is a wonderful school district. Their sports teams have been successful. They have a great football program. I think they won a state championship this past fall. They've been a very successful team. Their softball team's been successful as well. So, 0-1 now. And it's 0-2 now. And now on deck is Jordan Jenkins. 0-2 the count. On Caitlin Cobb, 0-2. Low, 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wonderful program they have at Blair Oaks. A great school district, I will tell you that. 1-2 now. Strike 3 call. So 2 outs now for Jordan Jenkins. 367 hitter, 2 homers, 18 RBIs, of course, from Kansas City. Of course, I know her mother is Renee Dennis. And I want to thank Renee for giving me the updates during those weekends when they were in Oklahoma on Facebook. I want to thank Renee for it. A strike call on deck is their center fielder, Kalina Oots. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 now. Had a great visit with Jordan before the game, and that will be out of play there, and the count is 0-2 on Jordan Jenkins. 1-0 Central Methodist. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat. Cloudy, overcast day, 55 degrees. 0-2 now. Strike 3 call, so no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the top of the third. 1-0 Central Methodist. I just did not know if you doing hits and errors because I always like to. Run, 2 hits and no errors for Central Methodist. No runs, no hits, and no errors for Benedictine. So Natalie Sheffield is the batter. 0.95 average, no homers, 2 RBIs from Nacogdoches, Louisiana. And the first pitch. High fly ball left field. Gorman is there. And makes the catch. And there's out number 1. Ivy Brew 1 for 4 this season. From Gardner, Kansas, wears number 32 like the great Sandy Koufax used to wear when he was with the Los Angeles Dodgers. 0-1 now. Strike! 0-1 the count. No balls and 1 strike. Oh and 1 now. A little bit inside, and the count is 1-1, and Kylie Hayes is on deck. One ball, 1 strike. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 1-2 the count. Cox softball cover shivering in his concrete foundation. Strike 3 call! As Harry Carey would say, holy cow! Kylie Hayes. There you see Kylie Hayes' numbers there. 235 hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs. From, of course, the town of Overland Park, Kansas. 0-1 now. Ball 1 now. That's also, I think, the same areas where my friends, Amy Williams, who, of course, I went to high school with. She was a year ahead of me. 1-0 pitch. Strike call. 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike. On Kylie Hayes on deck is Megan Mudhouse. 1-1. A little bit low. 2-1 now. 2 balls and 1 strike. Great crowd on hand. On a Saturday afternoon, as Vince Scully say, just pull up a chair and watch the game on CMUEagles.com. 2-1 pitch. 3-1. That's the first time we had a 3-ball count. Now, Megan Cronin has to do is just go talk to the softball, point to the catcher, just like Mark the Bird Fidgers did for the Detroit Tigers on ABC's Monday Night Baseball back in 1976. 3-1. A little pop-up. Who's got it? Gorman makes the catch! Another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the third. No, 1-0 Central Methodist. balls, 2 strikes. Glad to have you with us on a Saturday afternoon. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ooh, nice. Right-handed hitter. Oh, there's the old Bob Gibson curveball for a strike. No balls, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 0-2 to count. On deck is Madison Zuccaro. Now let's see. Oh, she's trying to show up a bunt. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 call. Number 7. Lucky number 7. Here's Madison Zuccaro. She struck out her first time up. Oh, and first pitch. That's high. 1-0. 1 ball, no strike. Game number 1 of this doubleheader. Cloudy, overcast day. Cox Softball Complex shivering with its concrete foundation. The 1-0. A little bit inside, 2-0. Abby Pressgrove is on deck. Two balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two balls and 1 strike. I think Addison Love will pitch in game number 2. 2-1 now. Fouls it off to the screen, and it's 2-2. 2 hits this inning. Tie game of 1. A leadoff home run by Megan Mudhouse. Ties it at 1. Central Methodist scored a run on a fielder's choice by Hannah Crystal. That brought home Kalina Oots. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And here's Abby Pressgrove. She popped out to the second baseman, Caitlin Kaiser. Oh, nice stop by Criswell. They checked, and it's 1-0. On deck is Natalie Sheffield. 1-0 the count. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Wouldn't it be sweet if she got an inning and the game be tied heading to the bottom of the 4th? Would that be something, ladies and gentlemen? 1-1 now. Oh, there's that Bob Gibson curveball, and it's a strike. 1-2 now. Boy, that is like a pitch like Bob Gibson would throw to Tim McCarver. And the count is 1-2 now. 1-2. High pop-up. And White has it, and that's 1 run on 2 hits. No errors. 2 left. Halfway home. We are tied at 1 on CMUEagles.com. Man.
Yeah. Because I'm like trying to pay attention. It's like I'm like trying to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, first game is at 3, and then second game at 5. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Good deal.
Off the bottom of the fourth for the Eagles, the catcher.
1-1 tie now. Quentin Norship, we've been informed that the baseball game will start at 3 and the second game at 5. As Hannah Criswell reached on a fielder's choice that scored Kalina Oots. First pitch. Fouls it off to the screen, and it's 0-1 now. On deck is Madison White. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1. Lines a shot in the center field, and it's caught. And there's out number 1. And Madison White's the batter. She grounded out the third. The first pitch to her. Outside, ball 1 now. On deck is Caitlin Kaiser. Oh, okay. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Ground ball to the shortstop. She has it. Throw the first. That's dropped. Get back to the bag, and that will be an error right there. No question about it on the first baseman. Caitlin Kaiser fired out to center field her first time up, and it's a 1. They're playing Kaiser toward right. The first pitch. Ball outside, 1-0 now. 1-0. And Michaela Harcrow is on deck. 1 ball and no strikes. 1-0. That's a little bit high, and the count is 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. Lines a shot, base hit on the right. Here comes White. She is thinking 3. She is safe. Get back to first. She is. And now we got first and third on a clean single to right. Third hit of the game for Central Methodist. Caitlin Kolb. So third hit of the game for Central Methodist. Let's see if they take advantage of it. They're playing more toward left. Hargrove singled her first time up. White's at third. A strike call, 0-1 now. Kaiser's at first. 1-1 tie, bottom of the fourth. The 0-1. Strike on the outside corner, 0-2. And that's Caitlin Cobb on deck. 0-2 now. Just put it in play and get a run home. The 0-2. Oh, nice stop there. Here comes one. She scores! 2-1 Central Methodist. Holy cow! A pass ball. He says, holy cow. 2-1 Central Methodist. And the count is 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Fouls it off to the screen. Now, if Harry Carey was here, he would have had his net and catch the foul ball. Harry he used to sing the. They're playing her toward left. 2-1. 1-2 pitch. Lines a shot. That is fouled. 1-2 the count. I think that's 3 hits and then 2 errors for Benedictine. And 2 hits. 1-2. Oh, chin music! Hey, the third is Kaiser. A wild pitch. Was that correct? Yeah. Well, don't worry, because I had my... Oh. Yeah. 2-2 to count. 2-2 pitch. Low! 3-2. I mean, you know, because I was doing what, because I had my book, and so I was tallying my book. 3-2 to count. She went from 0-2 to 3-2. Here it is. Fouls it off to her, and it's boing! Don't worry. Don't like that. What is it? Well, I'm sorry to imitate a car, and they always play boing. Like they always played the gong. 3-2. Lines a shot in the left field. Back. Good! Number 65! 4-1 Central Methodist! Holy cow! Holy Toledo! 4-1 Central Methodist! Caitlin Cobb up there struck out her first. Well, you know, well, you remember like they always in the gong. So conference action. Let's head back to our studios, and here's Bob Costas. Bob Costas. Now, if we had. Or as Phil Rizzuto would say, I'm on the left field. Holy cow, what a squat. And I think for Hargrove, I think that's her second of the year, RBI number 8. A little roller to third baseman has it. And she got her. So 2 outs now for Jordan Jenkins. She struck out her first time up. Well, you know, it's like hit the gong and the gong. The first pitch. Strike, 0-1 on egg is their leadoff hitter, Kalina Oots. I think if I got her first name correctly. 0-1 now. Oh, guess away there. It's 1-1. You know, I was trying to do is like I had to score. Because, you know, I like to keep score. And so I had my book. So like say, I would, well, you know how it is. Because sometimes 1-1 pitch. Lines a shot to center field, and it's caught. So how about this? 3 runs, and I believe 2 hits, no errors, no 1 error, and they leave nobody. We head to the 5th. 4-1 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Was I? like Tony. Oh, the other. Like Gina Guerrero. Well, you've heard of Joe Garrett. Well, he was the brother. One time, he was doing the game on television. Gina sang the national. She sang it on television. You could probably find her. And well, Joe Garrett.
They were just all right there. Didn't see a single one. And once I got the window open,
4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. Quentin Norris sitting in the catbird seat. Boy, it feels like I'm at Dodger Stadium, sitting in the Vin Scully press box. And coming to bat is Natalie Sheffield. She flew out to Kelly Gorman. So Natalie Sheffield flew out to Kelly Gorman. Top of the 5th. 4-1's our score. The pitch. Little change up, ball 1. Yeah. One ball, no strikes. 1-0. A little bit high, 2-0. I always come. Two balls and no strikes. Top of the 5th, 4-1 Central Methodist. Thanks to a 2-run homer by Michaela Hargrove. And a strike is called. 2-1 now. Doubleheader action. 2-1 pitch. And that's a foul ball off the dugout, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Oh, nice stuff by Hannah Criswell, and it's 3-2. Keegan Collins just needs to settle down, go talk to the softball, and then point to Hannah Criswell. Say, this is where you pitch. 3-2. Oh, ball 4 now. Second walk issued. And here is Ivy Brewer. She struck out her first time up. First pitch. Oh, nice stop there. 1-0 now. You need to. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. Oh, beauty! Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Central Methodist ranked number 9, highest ranking in the last 28 years. 1-1 pitch. Little ground ball. Knocks it down. Her play is the first. Dropped. That will be an error probably on the second baseman. Now it's first and second now. Kylie Hayes flew out to Kelly Gorman her first time up. Kylie needs to settle down. The pitch. Strike! 0-1 now. No balls and 1 strike. 0-1 the count. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh and 2. 1 and 2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, says by the home plate umpire, Vic Bottaggio. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Benedictine. 4 runs, 4 hits, and an error for Central Methodist. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. 2 and 2 now. 2 and 2 now. Conlon just taking some time. Just take a deep breath. Refocus. Just like Tom Seaver would do a lot of. 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. 1 out now. That's a big one there. As Megan Mudhouse, 1 for 2 homer to lead off the 4th inning. Now Criswell goes out there, and there you look at Jordan. I think it's Jonathan Lynch out there. Let me tell you this about Jonathan. He has an IQ that reminds me of Ron Perinoski. He has an IQ of Ron Perinoski. That's why I called him Thomas. Because he was the Dodgers. It's like, has an IQ of Manny Moda. Well, I was a Dodger. See, I'm a big, because Vin Scully, the story, because it's kind of like a family. Well, not only Vin, but also, it's because of Branch Rickey, because of history, because of Jackie Robinson. And, we were kind of a big fan, because in the day when they always play the game on the World Series. And the ball is called 1-0 now. And we're thinking, and my family never liked the game. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Oh, there's the curveball. Strike call. The old Bob Gibson changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Central Methodist 14-1. Benedictine 10-4. 1 and 2 the count. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Here's Molly Chevalier, 0 for 1 with a walk. There's the pitch. Strike call on the inside corner. 0-1 now. If you look into the bottom of the 5th inning, you got the leadoff hitters, Oots, Willis, and Gorman. 0-1 now. Popped it up. Who's got it? Jenkins makes the catch for the 3rd out. So no runs, no hits. 1 error and 2 left. We head to the 5th. 4-1 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Oh, okay. Oh, it's going over. Oh, it's good. Yep. Oh, it's going to get. I know now. It's. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Oh, okay. There you see the grounds crew coming out there. And like I said, that's not the Detroit Tigers grounds crews. They do a better job than the grounds crews they have for the Detroit Tigers. Four runs, 4 hits, and an error. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Benedictine. And here is Kalina Oots. 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Heading toward the 2 o'clock hour. Back in the day, 2 o'clock, we got the Professional Bowlers Tour. As they are in Peoria for the True Value Open. Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. And then 3-3 was ABC's Wide World of Sports with Jim McKay. A little foul ball off to the screen there. And I remember one of the most famous ones they used to have at this time of the year is cliff diving from Acapulco. No balls and 1 strike. Lines a shot. Base hit for Colleen Oates. She just did what Pete Rose would do a lot of. Stick the bat out and line the base hit the left. Oh, for one, she was hit by a pitch. And as Gene Rayburn would used to say on the match game, all you need is 5. You need 5 up and to win by the 8-run rule. You're the most funniest one. What's it? She sings at the Morgan Willis at the bat, and on deck is Kelly Gorman. 4-1 Central Methodist. Let's see if we can get some more runs. They're playing her toward left. The pitch lines a shot into left field. Who's got it? The left fielder is there for out number 1. Here's Kelly Gorman up there. She's 0 for 2 on the day. They're shading her to left. If she can hit in the gaps between center and right center, I think Oates can score from first. Strike going 1. Hannah Criswell's on deck. Of course, we'll have a 30-minute break in between, and then game number 2. Of course, the baseball one will start in about an hour. 0-1 now. Lines a shot in the center field, going back. It's off. It's a gunner. Hoy count 1 shot. 6-1 Central Methodist. Number 66. Anna Criswell up the bat. She is 0 for 1 with an RBI. Reached on a fielder's choice and then flew out to center field. And looks like a pitcher change. And the call to the bullpen is sponsored by Verizon Wireless. So a new pitcher on the mound. It looks like number 8 is Alicia Armillo from Jimenez Pueblo, New Mexico. 0-1, 4.85 ERA, 4 walks and 4 strikeouts. 6-1 is our score. Central Methodist led 1-0. If you're just joining us, Central Methodist led 1-0. Led 1-0 on a fielder's choice by Hannah Criswell. That's Colleen Oates. And then Benedictine tied it up on a leadoff home run by Megan Muddas. And then Central Methodist added 3 big runs there, including a big 2-run. One of them was a wild pitch that brought home Madison White. And then a 2-run homer by Michaela Harcrow. And then a 2-run homer by Kelly Gorman to make it 6-1 now. And, of course, the first base coach, I think it's – I'm trying to remember who's coaching at first now. There's nobody in the first – maybe it's one of the – maybe it's Jonathan Lynch or – so we're ready to get started. As Hannah Criswell comes to bat with 1 out. Outside, ball 1. Or as Bob Euchre would say, just a bit outside. She tried to corner and miss. One ball, no strikes. 1-0 the count. They're 1-0. A little bit high, 2-0. Oh my. 2 balls and no strikes on Hannah Criswell. 2-1, 2-0 pitch. Here she goes. And just hits the outside corner, and it's 2-1 now. Two balls and one strike. 2-1 to count. 2-1 pitch. Low ground ball to third. Third baseman has it, and there's out number 2. Madison White 0 for 2. She reached on an error in the fourth, scored on the wild pitch. Like I said, her mom is Taryn. Her aunt is Tristy. Her grandmother is Joyce, who worked in... And I always remember Taryn. She was a year ahead of me. Tristy would be the same. She was 3 years younger than me. And her grandmother, Joyce, worked in financial aid. The best time I remember her is you always make a trip up there every year just to get you the financial updates for the next upcoming school year. Always make the trip up the third floor at Brannock Hall. 0-2 the count. 0-2 pitch. 1-2 now. Always have it. One and two the count. 1-2 pitch. Ooh, outside. 2-2. Two's across the board. Like Snoop Dogg used to say, on the Joker's Wild. Two pitch. Ground ball to third. The third baseman has it, and there's the third out. So 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors. No one left on. We're through 5. 6-1 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. Fighting up the bugs. Oh my. I hate to tell you this. This is Cox Softball Complex, not reruns of Night Court. I just want to let you know that this is not reruns of Night Court. Outside of that fourth inning, she's been magnificent. Outside 1-0 now. 6, 8, 9, 10, yeah. Has 71, came in with 61, now 71. The 1-0. Oh, nice stop by Criswell, 2-0. There was an 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch. Lines a shot in the center field. And nice catch there by Kalina Oots for out number 1. There's Lena Sinales. Nice, and now it's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. They had it. And there was a guy named an art swimmer. And one, hey, look on. Do they go after Joey? Strike call on the curve, 0-1. Oh, 1 now. Strike! 0-2 now. Nice crowd on him. We got a nice crowd in center field. Right in the area where let me see camera. And right in that area would be where Jose Canseco hit a grand slam home run in Game 1 of the 1988 World Series off of Tim Belcher in the second inning. On a high pot foul, Jenkins makes the catch! Wow! Or she could be like George. Now, if it was on artificial turf, she'd probably slide into the dugout like George Brett did in Game 5 of the 1985 World Series. As Madison Sakara up there, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Little number. Nice catch by Madison White. No, another 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. Bottom of the 6th. 6-1 Central Methodist. And you're lucky there's not a jelly donut. Because they go after jelly. Is the new right fielder. As Caitlin Kaiser up there. 1 for 2 with a single. And hopefully at the end of the second game of the doubleheader, we'll interview Pat Reardon. The first pitch. Strike. 0-1 now. It kills. 0-1 to count. The 0-1 pitch. Lines a shot! Foul! 0-2. Oh, and 2 to count. Now the 0-2. Little number the third. Third baseman has it, and there's out number 1. So 1 out now. And here's Michaela Hargrove. 2 for 2 with a single, a homer, and 2 RBI. That's Hargrove up there. And the first pitch. Strike, 0-1 now. Game number 2 to Paulo. Where's 0-1 now, and a foul ball. It's 0-2. 0-2 the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Little number foul. I like to say that's Jonathan Lynch coaching at first. Not only has an IQ that reminds me of Ron Paranowski, but also Manny Moda. 0-2 the count. Little curveball waits on her, hits it to the pitcher throw the first, and there's 2 quick outs. And here's Caitlin Cobb up there, 0 for 2. Ball 1 now. 1-0 the count. Jordan Jenkins is on deck. Of course, we'll have a 30-minute break in between. And the 1-0. Just missed. Low. 2-0. Three and 0. Oh. Okay, well, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. You know. 3-0 now. Three-0. Swings that one. Foul. 3-1 now. 3 balls and a strike. That was a tone. He was like a 3-1. Ball 4. Take your base. And Jordan Jenkins up there. 0 for 2 on the day. So now it looks like looks like maybe a courtesy runner. Now who is that running? Kylie Avery is the courtesy runner. First pitch to her. High, 1-0 now. 6-1 now. 6 runs, 6 hits, and an error. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors. The 1-0 pitch coming up. 2-0 now. Game number 2 will start in 30 minutes and 30 seconds, as the great Chuck Woolery used to say on television. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 to count. Strike! 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. 2-1 pitch. Lines a shot to left, and the left fielder makes the catch. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left. We head to the 7th. 6-1 Central Methodist on CMUEagles.com. That was just a thought. Hey, Whitney, that was just a thought. Because I thought maybe one X could kill this. I know they. We used to clean them. Or they used to have this. Or here's another option. Take skin so like those. I never heard. Hey, either that or here's another option. You can take skin so soft. I'm not kidding, it works. One. Fouls that one off, and it's 1-2. 1-2 to count. One ball, 2 strikes. 1-2. Strike 3! Call number 11. One 0 for 1 with a walk. They need 2 more outs to go for win number 15, but most importantly, 1-0 in the conference. Here's the pitch. Missed, 1-0. We'll have a break in about 30 minutes and 30 seconds, and then game number 2 will get started. 1-0 pitch is a strike. 1-1. Softball get a baseball at Vangel about 39 minutes. 1-1 to count. King Cronin getting the sign. The pitch. Fouls it off to the screen, and it's 1-2. $11 strikeouts and 2 walks by King Cronin. She could be a nominee for the Hard American Conference Softball Pitcher of the Week. 1-2. Oh, nice stop by Criswell. 2-2 now. I tell you, how that competitiveness reminds you of Bob Gibson, Tom Seaver, Don Drysdale. 2-2. 3-2 now. And even the great Don Sutton. 3-2. Ball 4 now. That's first base runner since the 5th inning. Ivy Brewer 0 for 2 on the day. She was the last player to reach base when she reached on an error in the 5th. Going just trying to keep it where it is. All she has to do is go talk to the softball, point to the catcher, and all that. Getting the sign from Hannah Criswell. Here it is. Low, 1-0 now. Outside of that 4th inning, she has pitched a magnificent game. If it wasn't for the 4th inning, she would have probably had a no-hitter going. The 1-0. 2-0 now. Game number 2 to follow. Just needs 2 more outs for win number 15, and most importantly, 1-0 in the conference. 2-0 to count. 2-0 pitch. Fouls it off. 2-1 now. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 to count. 2-1 to count. Fouls that one off. 2-2. Kylie Hayes is on deck. 2-2 to count. 2-2 pitch. 3-2. Just to increase the tension. 3-2 to count. And here is Ivy Brewer. 3-2 to count. Little ground ball. Her only play is the first, and they do get him. So 2 outs now. Kylie Hayes over to the last time Benedictine had a runner in scoring position was in the 5th inning. Was by Natalie Sheffield. Just needs 1 more out. And listen to this 54,000 fans standing up. Their hands are clapping. Boy, it feels like the Yankee Stadium. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 now. On deck is Megan Mudhouse, who scored the only run on the homer in the 4th. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1. Strike 2. 0-2. Listen to this crowd. 54,000 fans. Millions more on television. 0-2 the count. Here is the pitch. Just high, just to increase the tension, folks. 1-2 the count. Listen to this crowd there. Cox Softball Complex shivering with its concrete foundation. 1-2. Fouls it off to the screen. 1-2 the count. Just needs 1 more out to go. 1-2 the count there. 1-2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3! Call! That's the winner, folks! Central Methodist wins it 6-1. We'll give you the total: 6 runs, 6 hits, and error. 1 run, 2 hits, and 2 errors for Benedictine. Central Methodist, they are now 15-1. 1 on the conference. Benedictine is 10-5, 0-1 in the conference. We'll start game 2 in about 30 minutes and 30 seconds on CMUEagles.com. This is Quentin Norris saying so long for right now. That's 4,193 of them. So long for right now.